live again. Is it live again?
We're live.
All right, I'm getting a lot of folks texting me. So good evening, folks. This is Melissa Schwartz. I'm with United Parent Council for Paradise Valley Schools, and we're trying our second time around here to get this to go. Jessica, hopefully your recording's still on the Zoom screen. So hopefully we've got that still going. We'd like to start by introducing Dr. Dan Corson, our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction. So Dan, we'll let you take it away for time 2.
Great. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to all of us joining us today. We're hoping that today's presentation, that we share the most current information that we have around high school academics and preparation for college. We know that there's potential for new or different information every day, but I can assure you that our high school counselors have been working diligently to stay current with many of our organizations outside our district, such as College Board, ACT, Maricopa Community Colleges and Universities, really to ensure that our students and families are successful in navigating the changes that are currently taking place. And even while doing that, our counselors have been also instrumental in helping our students be successful in our district's own set of changes. Accessing virtual learning opportunities, understanding fourth quarter grading, sharing information on summer school, and setting students up for success in the fall have all been on our counselors' plates, and we're excited that they're here to share some of that information with us too. This has required incredible teamwork and partnership over the last 2 months with all of our stakeholder groups, staff, administrators, and UPC parents, and we're so fortunate to have such a positive, collaborative approach in our district. And while our counselors have some great information to share with you today, they unfortunately don't have much information to share on graduation commencement exercises. Our high school principals are working closely with district leadership to determine the best plan for that. We have surveyed our families and understand that most families would like a fairly traditional ceremony, even if it's delayed. Our principals and district leadership will continue to update the community when they have more information. With that said, I'm pleased to welcome our counselors today and hope you find the information timely and valuable. Thank you.
Hi there, I'm Kendra Nielsen. I'm a guidance counselor at Shadow Mountain High School. And one of the things that I wanted to cover with you is just to keep you up to date on what's going to happen with courses next year as far as prerequisites, reteaching information from fourth quarter. We want to reassure everybody that we're all in the same boat. There's a lot of parents who are concerned about their students not getting all of the education that they would have had they been in the classroom. And so we just want to make sure that you understand and that you know that the teachers understand this is an issue. Teachers always spend the first quarter, especially in math, to go over to review information from the previous time, because summer does sometimes you need a little bit of help to get back on track. So teachers are used to doing that. They know that that's going to be an issue this upcoming year, and all of the students are in the same place. So we just want parents to know that students will be moving on to the next grade level or the next class, provided that they were passing their class in the third quarter, and they won't be held back for low participation fourth quarter. Luckily, at the high school level, we have already done our requests for next year. So scheduling and all of that is already set. So that's not something that needs to be worried about because we've already met with students in January and February to find out what classes they wanted to take next year. So that's part of the courses and prerequisite we just want to make sure everybody's aware of. I don't know if there's any questions out there yet, or if you want me to move on.
You can continue. I'm watching for questions. Thank you.
Okay. The next slide that we wanted to talk about was just about our Naviance program for students that are wanting to access this. It's a great program that we have at every high school. And it's a resource for students to do college searches and career searches, look for scholarships and that kind of information. Students are taught how to get logged on to Naviance through advisement during the school year. They use the same logon information that they do for all of their PV accounts. Unfortunately, there is not a parent portal for Naviance. We always advise parents to get on with their students so they can take a look at it. There are assessments, there are information about different jobs available, there are lists of scholarship opportunities available. It's just a really good resource for information that students can use at any time. So we want to make sure that we recognize that. Naviance is used a lot senior year. So seniors, that's one of the things that has gone over with them in advisement. But that is the way that seniors can send transcripts to the school that they plan to attend. They can track their applications through the common application process. They can get their recommendation letters through there. So really is an important tool that we use on a regular basis. Sorry, Naviance also has the option of students can get emails through there. So our college and career specialists regularly send out monthly newsletters to students, which highlight different scholarships that might be available. It'll usually highlight any college or career events going on campus. So it's just good, I think, for parents to know that that resource is available. And if you have any questions about it, we can be sure to answer those.
I have a question that came in on Facebook, so I'm just going to read it over to you. The question is, my son is in Crest, and we believe he has one more semester of summer PE remaining. What is the best way to get enrolled for that course?
The PV Online option for summer school is available through Infinite Campus, which is the grade book. The student themselves need to log on to Infinite Campus in order to do that. There's an instruction process that the counselors can provide. So probably your best bet is just to send an email to your current counselor at Paradise Valley High School, and they can send you the smart card that'll walk you through it. But the student does apply for or register for summer school themselves through Infinite Campus if it's online.
And we will be covering summer school a little bit later in the presentation.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Mary Harris. I'm the lead counselor at Horizon High School and the part-time lead counselor for the Paradise Valley School District. We've had many questions about the College Board testing, SAT, the SAT, and the ACT. So I'm going to give you some general information over that. And then after that, I will talk a little bit about the AP testing. So you know that SAT testing was canceled for the June setting. So they do have new test dates now. They will test now every single month from August to December. They'll have a test in August, September, October, November, and December. Those students whose registration, or the registration for students of the class of 2021 opens in May, and they will have early access to register for the August, September, and October tests. So they will have priority on those tests to get signed up if they don't have a SAT score already. In the event that schools don't reopen in the fall, the College Board is working on now to provide a digital SAT exam for at home. Also, it will be accessible to all students and will be valid for, they're working with the colleges so that it'll be valid for use in the college admissions. And they will ensure that the at-home SAT testing is, if needed, will be simple, secure, and fair for all the students to take. And the ACT testing, if a student had applied and registered for the April 4th test date, all students registered for that April 4th test date should have received an email from ACT informing them of the postponement and instructions for free rescheduling to June 13th or a future national test date. So the ACT is right now at this time going to continue to have the test date and give the exam on June 13th and July 18th. This may change, but at this time, they're still planning on that. The students who can't or don't wish to reschedule may receive a refund for their April registration fee, and you'll just have to call ACT and ask for that. And at the end of the slide, I do have a phone number for you that you can call. Starting in late fall of 2020 or the early part of winter, the ACT is going to introduce a new option allowing students to take the ACT test from their home on a computer through the remote proctoring as part of the national testing program, similar to what they're doing with the AP testing now. So also starting in September 20, they're going to start offering individual section retest options for students. And this will allow students to take individual ACT test sections or subject tests again for higher scores. If a student feels that they took the writing test or the English test and feel they didn't score as well as they could, they will have the option to take that individual section again and not have to retake the whole test. In order to do this, a student must first take a full ACT and test and have a valid composite score on file to retest. They may take up to 3 sections of retest on any test date. So they are allowed to take 3 different sections on any test date. And there's no limits on the number of times students may take a retest. It's offered 7 times a year and the same dates as the national ACT test. Also, you can see that they will also do the online testing, which will provide them with faster results. They're looking for a turnaround of the test results within 2 business days. And then they're also going to be doing super scoring this fall. And the super scoring is beneficial for the students because they'll take the average of the 4 best subject scores from each ACT test attempt and count it as a student's official score. So a student can take it several times, one section, to up their score. They're working with the different colleges and universities around the United States to have them also do the super scoring at their schools, or accept the super scoring, I should say. Many, many colleges already use super scoring, but ACT is working with the universities that don't use it at this time. I have put on here, if you'll see, you'll find more information about this test option here. And if you click the word here, it takes you to the link that explains the test resets, the individual retest options, the online testing, and the super scoring. It gives you more information on that. And if you have a need to call ACT for a refund, I did put down the days and the dates and times, and then their phone number here at the bottom. So if you have any questions on SAT or ACT, I'll be glad to answer them.
And we probably just need to make sure people know that they can contact their high school counselors to get that link again, because I don't think it will be a live link on the video presentation. So we'll make sure that all the high school counselors have that.
Well, College Board has been doing a really good job of sending the students all of these links. And you know what? Well, actually for AP, they've been sending the link. So if they do need the SAT or ACT link, just have them email their college or their counselor and they can give that to them, or they can email me. I don't have a problem with that at all.
So we did have a question come in, and if this is going to be covered throughout this presentation, certainly let us know and we can hold tight. But a question came in: are high schoolers just going to be skipping finals for semester 2, or will they be taking them online?
I think for high school finals, I think that they are going to be skipping them. It's going to be up to it depends on what classes they're in for dual enrollment and the AP testing. I don't know how they're handling it. Is someone covering that? And I think the finals are optional. They will be optional.
Great, thank you. And then one additional question did come in, just a clarification question on the ACT. People just wanting to confirm, parents wanting to confirm, are they still free then?
Okay, the ACT testing is not free. That was the ACT test in the spring that the schools were going to give were free from the state. The state the state is the one who were going to pay for those tests. It wasn't the school district. So at this time, they are not free unless they registered for a previous exam and paid for it, then it will be free.
Thank you for clarifying on that. And then another question regarding ACT. So at this time, do we know, or do we have some guidance around whether an ACT test might be given at the high schools in the fall, or is that sort of something we need to sort of wait and see how things play out?
At this time, we will not be giving the ACT test in the fall for the senior class.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to move on to AP testing. So AP testing, the exam timing, the exams will be given starting next week from May 11th to the 22nd. And each subject's exam will be taken at the same time, or the same day, at the same time worldwide. So everyone will be taking the same exam at the same time. Makeup tests will be available for each subject between June 1st and the 5th. So if there is a conflict or someone gets sick, they will have the opportunity to make up that subject test. Students taking art and design, 2D, 3D, or drawing, computer science, principles, research, or seminar won't have an online exam. They will have projects that they will have to submit, and they're due May 26th. It's 11:59 Eastern time, so I did put in here that it's 8:59 our time. And just 5 steps before the AP exam, what is really important for you to do, for the students to do, is review their contact information. Make sure that contact information is correct, because it is due today. Today is the last day they can correct that information. Check your technology to make sure your technology works, so that there's no difficulties or any problems on the day of exams. I do want you to know, though, that if they are having technical problems or issues, there will be a window that will pop up for a request to do a makeup test. So they will be able to request a makeup test if they're having technical difficulties. Practice submitting your response. It's so important so that everything's working. And on the next page, you'll see that I have different links that you can go to do these things. Gather what you need for each exam. There's many things that you need to gather, and it's going to be explained next. When you receive your exam confirmation e-ticket emails, you're going to receive them 2 days before each exam. You must have that exam confirmation with you. Students should fill out the checklist and keep it by them for each test. There's a different checklist for each test. And you can download that checklist at this website that I have listed here, and it's also on the next page. Students should have received an exam confirmation email by May 4th. So they should have had that confirmation email on May 4th with their AP ID and a list of the exams they are registered for. I've already received an email from a student saying that the exam they thought they registered for was not on the list. But if it's not on the list, that means they didn't register for it, and it's too late to register now. They will have to take it the following year, or that's all they could do, is take it the following year, actually. 2 days before each exam, students will receive an email with their personalized e-ticket and their AP ID. On this page, I did put the links, so I don't know if the links are going to show up, but if you go to the AP College Board site, this is all listed on there. I just pulled this off that site. If you go to the exam day experience, this gives you a video overview of how the online exam will work. And then the interactive demo actually stimulates an online exam experience. They can actually take a full ACT test there to practice. What students need on exam day, everything is here for you on this page. It's a comprehensive list of the tools, reference sheets, and other resources that are required, recommended, or permitted for the exam. And get it ready for the exam day. There is a list there and a checklist of all the students' exams and what they need for each one of those exams. So the student section of this site is detailed directions both for the general and the course specific, so the students can prepare to take the online exams. It's also on that site, it has a link to where they can download the exact exam. They can practice it. Everything they need is on that site, so they can go to that one page and everything will be there for them. AP, I just talked a little bit about the AP e-ticket. Students will receive their e-ticket by mail 2 days before each test. So they need to check their email for confirmation for that e-ticket, because every test needs a different e-ticket. On exam day, students will need this e-ticket to check into their exam. Without the e-ticket, they can't check into the exam. Students will get a unique ticket for each exam they are registered for. So 2 days before each exam, they need to check to make sure they get that other e-ticket. Students can also access their e-ticket in their student account on My AP, and the link is listed there for you. Each e-ticket is personalized for you, the student only, and it is not transferable. Someone else cannot use someone else's ticket. Make sure to save the May e-ticket email in case the student needs to request a makeup exam. If for some reason you can't take the test on the day that it's assigned, save that May e-ticket email so you can request a makeup exam. They do say that if you have a conflict in May and don't use your May e-ticket, you automatically will receive a June e-ticket for that exam or can request an e-ticket. But I would definitely save that May e-ticket so that you can request one if you don't get an automatic one. What to expect on this year's AP exams. I know I've had many parents ask me these questions. Is it going to be harder? Is it going to be easier? It won't be more difficult to earn a passing grade of a 3, 4, or 5 this year. It's going to be a little bit different. There's going to be responses instead of multiple choice questions, things like that, but it's not going to be any more difficult to earn a passing grade. The AP exams have never been graded on a curve before, and this year the exams are no different. They will not be graded on a curve. And the students, one thing that College Board is telling us to let the students know that students should not worry if they don't complete all parts of the question before they need to attach and submit their response. They're going to grade what the students send them. That doesn't mean that, oh, let's just write one paragraph and let's send it in, but they don't want the students to worry about not completing it if they don't get it in. They want the students to submit what they have. And this year, if an AP teacher sees that a student didn't pass and they felt that they should have at least received a C, they will have a chance to review the student's score and their exam responses this summer, ensuring it's fair and appropriate. This year also that College Board is allowing students to use class resources and notes on this year's exams. They can use class notes or study guides. They're either printed or they're used digital. Textbooks and other classroom resources will be allowed. Previous assignments or assessments will be allowed. Calculators for certain exams only will be allowed. And note, please, that if you are sharing study notes, it must be downloaded on each student's device to prevent collaboration violations. We don't want the student to get a violation. And they highly discourage using internet searches because it wastes a lot of their time and it may put them at risk for an exam violation. So does anyone have any questions on the AP exams?
Question came in, not about AP, but a question about PSAT. I don't know if that's something that will be addressed or if we could answer that now. A question about whether juniors will be taking the PSAT in the fall.
The schools are not going to be given during the school day the PSAT in the fall, but there's a possibility of the schools doing it on a Saturday like we used to do in the past.
Thank you. And then a question just about, if high schoolers opt to not take the semester 2 finals, do we have an idea as to whether that's going to affect college entry, or have you received any sort of guidance around that?
Well, the colleges don't really see the students' finals. They just see the students' final grade on the transcript. So it should not have any effect at all on an admission to a college.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm just going to jump in here real quick. This is Melissa again. Hold on one second. We are being asked to slow down just a little bit. We will try to get the slideshow and post that onto our Facebook page as well later so you can review the slides directly. But if you just slow down just a tad, people would appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Connie Withers. I am one of the Paradise Valley District Lead Counselors, but I'm also at Paradise Valley Online School. So I'm here today to talk to you about summer school, PV online, both summer school and as an option for your children, and about Sweetwater Night School. These are all opportunities for students to make up credits, improve grades, or to get ahead in their learning. We just got recent information, like as of yesterday, that there will be a version of community education summer school. Typically, this is a 3-week program that is at one of our brick schools. This year, it was supposed to be at Horizon High School. And the district was thoughtful and trying to come up with the best plan under the new social distancing rules. What they determined is that the best option would be to continue to have the community ed summer school program. However, it will be virtual. They will be using Google Classroom. The students will have to log in a minimum amount of hours per day. They are still working out all of the details on this, obviously, because it was really just a decision made yesterday. The curriculum will be a solid curriculum. The students will be expected to complete the full 3-week curriculum in a virtual platform. We understand that virtual learning is not right for every student. However, this is the best our district could come up with so that a student can actually earn 1 full credit, a half a credit each 3 weeks over the next, over the summer months. The community ed summer school enrollment is on the website. However, it is still not open because this is such new information. So please just keep checking back at the PVSchools website under community education, summer programs, high school summer school. They are going to offer all of the same classes that they were going to offer. My guess is that if you signed up for in-person summer school and now it is virtual and you want a refund, my guess is that you will be given a refund. Like I said, this is such brand new information that I don't have all of the details on it, but there will be a version of community ed school. There will still be a cost of $199 for each 3 weeks. And but it's there and going to be open and ready for students to start enrolling and for parents to start paying those courses. PV Online Summer School is going to continue like normal. A student can take 1 free online class over the summer. All of the summer school programs, both of the summer school programs do start on June 1st. For the PV Online Summer School, the students at this point are going to be required to take their final in person during the week of July 6th through the 10th. So if that doesn't work with your summer plans, it's probably not a great option. Unless they can finish the coursework early, they can take their finals early. So those are the 2 summer school options that we're going to have this year. Once again, both of them are going to have full curriculum, but they're available to all students. I also wanted to just talk to you about PV Online as an option to earn credits. All juniors and seniors can take 1 PV Online class each semester for free on top of their full curriculum. So if they're enrolled in 6 classes at a high school, they can actually take a 7th class, one being PV Online. This class will be taken at home. It requires 112.5 hours of work for the semester. The students can contact their high school counselor about signing up for this class if they do need to earn an extra credit, make up a credit, or they want to get ahead. Our district also has opportunities for students to attend Sweetwater Community School, but they actually have a night school program. There are 2 blocks of night school. They go quarterly. So instead of a semester-long class, they're a quarter class. There are 2 blocks each quarter. One goes from 5 to 6:17, and the second block is from 6:23 to 7:40. Sweetwater Night School has limited numbers of classes each quarter, and your high school counselor has to be the one to register your student for night school. Night school does fill up very, very quickly. So if wanting to learn more or have options of what is available for night school, the sooner you contact your high school counselor, the better that will be. But that is where we are with summer school, PV Online, and night school at this point. Are there any questions?
Can you just confirm, we think that there was a couple of questions just about cost, and could you just confirm, was it $199 for a 3-week session or for one semester?
Yes, so for community ed summer school, it is $199 for each. It's a semester worth of class in 3 weeks. So if they want to take both sessions, it would be close to $400. PV Online summer school is free. PV Online classes for juniors and seniors as an extra class is free. And Sweetwater Night School is free. 9th and 10th graders can take an extra class during the school year as well, but that charge is $199.
Thank you, Connie.
Yes.
Connie, let's go ahead. Could you tell people where Sweetwater Community School is located, just so they understand, because it is a brick and mortar school.
It is a brick and mortar school, and I'm sorry I don't have the address right in front of me, but it's over by Paradise Valley Mall. The Costco is kind of in the back of Paradise Valley Mall. There is a park, and Sweetwater is right there.
I'm sorry, it's at about 40th Street in Sweetwater. So that's the basic location. So just off of Thunderbird. And you're right, it's behind PV Mall area, behind the apartment complex that's there.
Correct. Thank you. Sorry.
Hi, my name is Jackie Strickling, and I am the lead counselor at Paradise Valley High School. Hi, everybody. So today I'm going to talk about dual enrollment. So this is the busy time of year where counselors are working with our students and helping them get admitted to Rio Salado with the rep for next year's classes. So it can be very confusing. So I definitely encourage families to reach out to the dual enrollment coordinator, but we wanted to give the basic information tonight. So if your student is planning to take a dual enrollment class in 2021, they must first be admitted to Rio Salado. And I know the campuses have been sending out many emails to students about this with information on how to get admitted. That is step 1. Now for dual enrollment classes, we have 2 different levels. There's what we call the 100 levels and the 200 levels. Now with the 100 levels, it depends on your grade level, okay? So if you are going to be an 11th or a 12th grader in 2021, and your GPA is higher than a 2.6, you will not have to take a placement exam. If you are below a 2.6, you may have to take a placement exam, okay? Now, if you are taking a 100 level class and you will be a 9th or a 10th grader in 2021, you may need to take a placement exam depending on the class. Rio Salado is offering placement exams online from home, but not all of the placement exams are available yet. Some of them are. The next is a class which is called a 200 level. And this is typically your AP calculus, your AP statistics, those higher level courses. And you will need to pass a placement exam regardless of your grade level. Unfortunately, Rio does not have this exam available online yet, but they will be letting us know as soon as it is, and we will communicate that out to those students. So definitely encourage parents to reach out to the dual coordinator on your high school campus regarding which dual enrollment classes your student is actually taking next year, to confirm if you need to be admitted and if you need a placement exam. The last step is actually enrolling in the actual course, and this will not happen until 2021 in the fall. And that's when the classes begin. Our Rio rep helps the students to get actually enrolled in the class they are taking. All right, so tuition assistance. This is a great opportunity for our students where they can actually receive up to 9 college credits towards their dual enrollment courses, which is great. They do have to complete the tuition assistance application online. And we've listed this on the PowerPoint for you, but it is riosalado.edu/dual. And it's the 4th option, and it's called the tuition assistant grant application. Before you actually complete the application, I would encourage families to make sure that you are first admitted to Rio Salado and that you have a copy of your free and reduced lunch letter. Those are 2 things that are required in order to complete the online application. If you do not have a copy of your free and reduced lunch letter, you can actually contact our nutrition and wellness department at the district office. And the phone number is 602-449-2274. The student just has to give their name and school ID number, and they will email them a copy of their letter within about 5 minutes. They're very quick. It's great. Regarding CREST, I'm also the CREST counselor at PV High School. And so things that are happening there. We've had a lot of questions about labs. And the labs are currently being conducted virtually. So we are continuing any software or materials that our CREST students needed to continue learning this semester was provided for them. If your student did not get those materials, they can definitely reach out to me and I can help get them connected with the proper teacher. Regarding future labs, we are continuing to plan as usual for the fall unless something changes. And then we'll go to the virtual lab option. Our teachers are amazing. They are planning for the future for skills that might have been missed in this 4th quarter and building those into next year's classes so students can catch up on the lab skills. A lot of questions regarding our CREST internship came about. And just so everybody knows, we ended those on 4/24. And all hours that were completed were accepted for full credit and the requirements were met. For future internships, Ms. Glady is our internship coordinator and she's been communicating with all of our companies and stakeholders out there that work with our students. And this is some information she wanted everybody to know. Our summer internships are going to take place remotely, but that's going to depend a lot on our state directives and any of the companies and if they're open and working this summer. There also may be a decrease in internship providers due to the current circumstances. We won't know what happens until later. We are always encouraging our students to look for connections that they might have for internship opportunities, just to help them get placed and get their hours. We are also aware that we do need to have some flexibility, and the 200-hour requirement will be determined later when we have more details. Regarding CTE, Paradise Valley High School is the CTE hub, which is awesome. And we wanted to let everybody know that the virtual labs are happening in woods, autos, metals, welding, culinary. They're doing some really creative things. Currently, they're utilizing 53 online resources in addition to the virtual labs that they've already created. There is also student industry certifications that our students are qualifying for, and those are continuing. Students are being able to take those exams from home, which has been great for them. Regarding our class sizes for the future, just so everybody knows, CTE classes are really small already due to safety purposes. I don't know what that means for the future, but those classes can range anywhere from like 15 to 24 right now. And then our CTE department really wanted everybody to know, if you want to check out at PVSchools CTE, our students are submitting some really neat things that they're doing while they've been at home remotely. And you can follow the campaign with this hashtag. And those are the questions. That's everything I have for CTE, CREST, and dual enrollment. Any questions?
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Sam Costanzo, and I'm the lead counselor at North Canyon High School and also the IB counselor. So I'm going to talk to you today about college admissions and some of the impacts that we have seen. This will apply to the class of 2020 and also the class of 2021, next year's seniors. So the first thing I'd like to mention is that most colleges have extended their deadline for admissions and their application deadline. So typically May 1st was the notification deadline that kids had to follow to let colleges know if they were attending. But we've seen that extended out up through July, given the situation. But like everything else I'm going to talk about, it is very dependent upon the university. So I really encourage you and your son or daughter to reach out to individual universities, because everything I'm going to mention today is more general information. So the best source of information is always going to be directly from the university. But for the most part, what we're seeing is that colleges are becoming test optional for this year's seniors and next year's seniors. So what that means is that to get into the university, they are not going to require the SAT or the ACT. However, certain programs may still require those scores. Again, like programs like engineering or certain honors programs, for example, they may require the scores. So you're going to have to always check with the universities, like we always encourage kids to do anyways. Just throughout the summer, the websites are going to be updated and colleges will update their information. But most colleges have said that they're going to put more emphasis on the strength of curriculum and students' academic performance in high school. So what that means is that there's going to be more emphasis based on AP classes, IB classes, honors classes, academic electives versus non-academic electives. The transcript is going to start becoming a lot more important than the ACT and SAT scores. There's going to be more emphasis based on a holistic approach to admissions, which means that students' individual achievements, community service, extracurricular activities, any leadership roles in clubs, in school and out of school are going to become very important. It's going to really start becoming what separates kids from each other, because test scores traditionally were used to separate students. Now some of these other items are going to become a lot more important. So as you start seeking out advisement, most of this is going to occur remotely. Registration is going to occur remotely. Colleges have set up virtual visits for students and parents to partake in, which would be tours of classrooms, tours of the school, things that you would get in person if you actually went to a college visit. But I really encourage students and parents to still visit the college campus. They may not get an official tour this summer, but seeing the campus, seeing the area is really going to be vital when it comes to making a decision next year. We've always encouraged students to visit college campuses, and it's nice to go on a tour in person, but it's equally as important to see the campus, see the surrounding area, see what is available in person. So you're going to have to check with the colleges and see if that's going to be allowed. But most college campuses will be accessible. Now, what we're seeing too, what I mentioned is application deadlines have been extended. We're seeing fee waivers for application fees, where a lot of things are being negotiated a little bit more so right now. So we highly encourage you to reach out to the admissions office of any college that your son or daughter is looking at. A lot of colleges are posting live question and answer sessions. So again, these sessions, I'm receiving emails every day about sessions for parents, for counselors, for students that will be going on throughout the next 2 or 3 months. So these are very valuable. We're seeing that colleges are accepting pass fail grades on transcripts. So that probably won't be the case with our district right now. Students will be receiving grades, but if that is the case, if a student does get a pass on a grade, colleges are going to be accepting that. And applications are still being reviewed. So if your son or daughter is deciding even right now to apply to a college, odds are they can still apply. And most colleges have announced that they will be going live in the fall with regular classes. But if they don't, some have said that they will be continuing an online format that they're doing right now. Okay, scholarship impacts. So we're seeing that financial aid packages are being reevaluated by colleges. Currently, a lot of family financial situations have changed. So it is really important that you notify the financial aid office of the institution, because we as counselors cannot really speak on that. Every college has different policies, but it's really valuable to let the college know what's happening in your particular life and financial situation. So we want everyone to continue to apply for scholarships, call the colleges directly again. What we have seen is that colleges have announced that the spring grades and the summer grades are going to be viewed a little differently. They know what's happening, of course, in the world today, and they know that there's situations that maybe are not fair to every student, and grades are being affected. So that's where your son's son or daughter's counselor is going to come into play. Letters of recommendation are going to be really important, especially if a situation right now has impacted a student's grades. Okay, I think that's it for me. If there's any questions.
So I think, Mr. Marshall, do you have anything to add to that, since you haven't spoke? We want to make sure you introduce yourself.
Well, I'm James Marshall. I'm the lead counselor at Pinnacle High School. I concur with everything everybody said.
Excellent.
Connie, we did get a question on whether or not that colleges will be requiring SAT and ACT tests for 2021.
Most colleges have already announced that they will be test optional for the class of 2021. But again, none of us have heard from all colleges. So it's best just to check with the individual college. But I would say right now, the vast majority are going test optional for next year's seniors.
And if they're talking about in-state colleges, they don't need the SAT or ACT for admissions to in-state college. They can use their GPA. A lot of the in-states use the SAT and ACT for merit scholarships. So they do use that for the scholarships, but they won't need it for admissions unless they don't have the required GPA. Then they look at their SAT and ACT scores.
How might that affect financial aid, though, as many of our in-state schools do look at that when they're doing their scholarships?
Well, financial aid will come from the FAFSA form. So the financial aid packages are based on students' family income. So financial aid generally is, a Pell Grant or student loan. Scholarships, you're right, scholarships based on merit, so students' grade and an SAT and ACT score is separate. And I don't think we can really predict what colleges are going to do for that for next year, because truthfully, I have not seen any emails come out yet that said merit-based scholarships will not consider SAT and ACT. So as far as I know, they probably still will, but again, that's a prediction.
Connie, let's go back to you. Or Jessica, do we have other questions that I did not see there?
Thank you, Melissa. I think, Connie, there were just a couple additional questions specifically regarding PE and how to get PE credits over the summer, and if all PE programs were going to be virtual.
So a student can take one online PE class for free. And that's open for current 9th graders, current 10th graders, current 11th graders. So any grade level, those students can actually go sign up for the PV Online class for free right now. The Community Ed Summer School, they were going to have an interactive PE program this year. However, I believe they're still offering it, but it will be a virtual, just due to the circumstances. I'm not 100% sure on that because I did not get specific confirmation on that, but I believe that they kept saying that all of the classes will be offered. So I'm assuming it will be offered somehow.
So let me jump in here. I'm not a counselor, I'm a parent, but having had a student go through this summer program, there are two halves to the high school requirements. One is a physical requirement and one is a health and life program. And so that's why Connie's referencing two different classes.
There is a life concepts and a PE. Each of them are worth a half a credit. A student, a current 9th, 10th, 11th grader can take one half of the credit for free through PV Online. There will be activity logs that the students have to complete. There will be some online work that the students will have to complete. And then the same is true for the second part of it. At the Community Ed, they could take the 3 weeks of the life concepts, the 3 weeks of the physical part of the PE, and earn the full credit over the summer. However, there would be a cost associated with that.
Thank you. I'm not seeing any more questions at this point. So thank you all so much. Everybody did such a great job collaborating and helping to get us answers. So thank you. And, I'm sure if additional questions come in on that thread, we'll compile them and try to get as many answers as we possibly can after this presentation today.
And we just hope that every parent feels comfortable reaching out to their high school counselor and getting specific information that they're looking to find out more about.
Whoops, we did have a question from a parent with a homebound student, and I replied for them to directly contact their counselor, but if one of you might be able to respond to that in some way, that would be great.
Okay, we'll look at that and we'll try.
Okay. Other than that, we are going to be saving this recording. It will be going onto our YouTube site as well as stay here on our Facebook Live. So feel free to look back at that. And Connie, we look forward to getting your slides. We'll try to post them as well. That will give people access to those links. So we appreciate all of your participation today. And on this, this week of teacher appreciation, we certainly want to include all of our counselors and staff for all the great work you've done through the year. Certainly it's been a challenging semester, so thank you so much. Jessica, anything else?
No, I just also want to thank everybody for coming on. I know that this was, I think, a really great opportunity for our parent community to ask a lot of really just important questions. And we did have, I want to say at one point, about 90 people watching live. So I think just thank you for everybody that was on today. Thank you to Melissa for putting this together, Dr. Corson and all the counselors. Just, I think, really appreciated.
That's excellent. Thank you so much. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
You too. Take care, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Together, Melissa. I can't
Bye.
take it off.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.